want to hate people, they make me hate them. I'm all about love. You feel that immediately with me. But I was on the airplane coming here. A woman in the seat behind me, she gets up and she starts spritzing cinnamon. I go, lady, what are you doing? She goes, well, it's natural. I go, so's my butt, but I'm not putting it in your face. I didn't want to hate her. She made me hate her. Do you see what's happening there? Yes. I'm a victim. I had a car accident recently. I'm all right, don't worry. Young guy, stoned out of his mind, on his cell phone, music blaring, looked a lot like you. Gets out of his car, with the man bun. Dude, I don't know what happened, dude. I'm like, oh, what happened is in 1999, your mother forgot her birth control. That's what happened, dude.
Hello, good afternoon, good morning, good evening, whatever time you're listening to us. That was comedian Maureen Langan, who is our guest today on the Funny Women of a Certain Age podcast. Maureen joins Carole Montgomery and me. I'm your host, Shelly Colman. We were just talking about very important things. Where to play pickleball in Manhattan. Take it,
Yes.
Mo.
Take it, Mo.
Oh my God. Carole, I don't want to tell too many people because then they're going to flood the courts.
Oh,
and
don't worry. We don't have that many listeners.
Yes, you do. You're very, very, very popular.
Okay, so here's my question. I live in Midtown.
Yes.
So is I see it everywhere now. And
Yes.
I'm actually not the one that wants to play. Todd wants to play because softball is over and he needs to do something. Like, is it through this company, City Pickle?
No, it's open courts. It's open play in Manhattan. I'd play on the Upper West Side on Riverside Park at 110th Street. There's 5 outdoor courts. You just put your paddle in and you play. It's great.
Do you sign up?
No, you just walk over with your paddle and you put it in a basket. And when 4 people are together, you play. And it's always a ton of people. It's wonderful. Really cool people. I'm in a cult, Carole. I'm in the pickleball cult. And then they have indoor play in Manhattan at all the YMCA's different times, different parts of the city throughout the year.
Okay. All right.
It costs like $75 for the year to join the YMCA.
Okay.
But, I don't think it's fun to be at the YMCA. So I like to be outdoors, pickleball courts, and you meet 80 skillion friends. It's a lot of fun. But you know what? Scott Peterson, the guy who killed his wife, Lacey Peterson,
Yeah.
he got attacked playing pickleball in prison. And all I could think is, oh my God, they had pickleball in prison. Do you know how hard it is to find open play? That's why
Oh, that's great.
I would do a light felony, not like a violent felony. Just a little
Right.
forgery, fraud, racketeering. You do some racketeering.
Perfect.
There you go. There's a new bit right there.
Oh, there we go. Yes. So anyway,
Well,
come play. It's a lot of fun.
So
I
I
will.
expect now that your cult, your gazillion
My
friends
cult,
that you met on the pickleball court will now be
Yes.
listening to this. And so we've given it all away. Thanks, Maureen. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
It's all good.
so Maureen Langan is a comedian, of course, and a broadcaster, and does all kinds of performance type stuff. I want to ask you first, though, Maureen, were you a broadcaster first, and then you got into comedy, or are they simultaneous for you?
I would say that I was a journalist for many years before I was a comedian, and I worked in public television and did documentary producing. I worked for Bloomberg for 7 years. But I also was interested in comedy, so I was like in a comedy group at night in Montclair, New Jersey the whole time. I did stand-up for the first time when I was like 21, and I got really through the new school in Manhattan, and I got so frightened I didn't go back for 15 years, almost 15.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that story.
I was so frightened. I played a little bar called Good Times.
Oh my God. Okay, continue the story. I have something to say. Go ahead. Keep
It
going.
wasn't a good time. I did not have a good time. I think the one thing you don't realize as a comedian until you get secure enough is that you feel like you're going to puke or have a bathroom issue for years. And then it finally dissipates. You're just so nervous. And you don't know how to work an audience yet, or a crowd, or a lack thereof. And there's a dotting of people at a bar the first time you go up. So I didn't go back for years. So I was a journalist, but I studied journalism and English and communications. That was my thing. And so I was a broadcast journalist for years. And then I finally said, I'm doing stand-up.
How did you do? Okay, we have to talk about Good Times, but my
Yeah.
first question is,
Good times.
how did you do at the spot? Did you do well?
No, I didn't go back for 15 years. How do you think I did?
Okay. So now the second thing about Good Times, you're both going to, I don't even know if you know this story, is that's where I met my husband.
And where was
Oh.
it? It was like in Midtown. Love-
33rd and 3rd.
Okay.
33rd and 3rd.
33rd for folks.
So what happened was because they used to have. I mean, I can see. I still see the space because I used to work there a lot. Todd's cousin, who was not never went past open mics, was doing stand up, and I one day we're doing a show, and Reed walks in with his cousin. I said, "Who?" Like I'm like, "Who's this guy?" And he introduces me. This is my cousin Todd, and I swear to God, this is the only time both of you know me pretty well that I acted like a girl. I actually went, "Excuse me," and I went to the bathroom to like refresh my makeup, and I was in there so long, Todd thought I didn't like him, and he left.
No.
Yes.
Let that be a lesson to you, women, young women. You meet a man that you like, doesn't matter what you look like. Just go up to him
Doesn't
and grab him by the crotch.
Yeah, but isn't that
Very good. Great, Shelley. Good advice, Shelley.
Thank you. Thank you.
I
This
mean,
is from
good
a woman who
times
has
very
been, always, and will be single. So what do I know?
but good times will always have a special place in my heart. I'm sorry it was horrible for you.
I don't know if it was horrible. I can't even remember. It was almost like an out of body experience because I did a workshop with Steve Schaefer through the New School in Manhattan. And during the classes, I did well. And I remember somebody said to me, "You're like a Catholic Joan Rivers, with your attitude, wit." And so I always remember that. And that was so positive. And I drive in from Montclair, New Jersey, and I change and go for my run and then go to my class. And then the first time we performed, it was just so scary because you don't know what to do. You know, and I just got frozen inside and didn't go back.
Well, it's interesting that you talk about that because that is so much of a first time comics feeling. Once you get over that fear, and obviously you did because you come out and you shine. You're such a great comic now. But I always tell that to the young comics I work with. I'm like, you have to get over this fear of making people laugh. Like, 'cause some people like they go, I'm a comic now. I have to make people laugh. It's like ease into yourself.
I think I felt more like the adrenaline was pumping and I felt sweaty and scared. And for me, I still even to a much lesser extent, still have that heightened vibe before I perform. Because everyone is new. You're jumping into a new pool and you wanna do a good job. But I actually think you have to say, if I wait till that fear goes away, I will never perform.
True.
So
Very
make
true.
friends with that fear and just go, "You're coming for the ride. We're going together and you don't get to control me. You get to be a part of me, but I'm
Right.
the both of us." And that's really with any major anxiety or fear in life, I think with people, you had to go, "Just listen, this is me, and you're not getting to rule the roost," the fear part of oneself.
Of course, when I go on stage, I just go, "Fuck it, I don't care," and I
No,
just go.
it's over. Who cares?
But
Who
Carol, don't you
cares?
do that about everything now?
Yes, pretty much. Fuck it, who cares? That's pretty
Yeah.
much. There's a thing on social media now called the We Don't Care Club, and it's this woman, and she shows up. She's wearing a shower cap, and it's the funniest thing. And every day it's like, okay, calling order to the We Don't Care Club. I don't care.
Think
I'm
there's
sick.
something to be said for that too. I think, you thing about aging that's so great is that I mean, I care, of course, if we care. You wouldn't do the good job that you do if you didn't care. But it's not
Right,
so much about caring what other people think. It's more like,
right,
this is who I am. Come on board, enjoy it, or just get out of the way because I don't really have time to twist
right,
myself into a pretzel for you to be okay with me.
right, and also because especially with the years that we have is like I was just talking I forgot I was doing something yesterday, an interview with somebody,
I
and
was
I
doing
said
something yesterday. Again, a part of aging.
part of aging, something was I was breathing, but I remember saying to this person, I said, if I'm having a show, if I'm having a bad show, and this is going to sound very, very vain and conceited, but if I'm having a bad show, something's wrong with the audience. And they were like, really? I said, yeah. I've been doing this for over 40 years. And most of the time, I would say 99.9% of the time, I do really well. So that 1%, then now granted, it could be something maybe I'm off or I wrote something or the joke landed the wrong way.
Right,
But as
right.
far as me not being funny, I think I got that covered. Do you know what I mean?
Yep, yep. I do know what you mean, of course. Yeah, because the times you don't do well, they're so infrequent after because you're a pro, you know how to do your job.
You know how to
So
do
when it's at a loss, like, "Oh, what was that about?"
yeah. And
Thank you.
it is our job, like, people forget that, like, so many people wanna be comedians now. I think that I mentioned this also yesterday on something that I don't remember, but I said, I raised a kid, I bought a house, I traveled the world, all on comedy money. So,
Mhm.
obviously, this is what I do, this
Yeah,
is not my little hobby. I'm
I
not
know.
doing a little skit thing,
Skit, you're a
this is
skit, you're
but you do get to a point where you're just like, "Okay, I have to go." It's like, you remember that old Dunkin' Donuts commercial, "Time to make the donuts"? Sometimes that's how I feel, like, I'm
yeah.
about, "Ladies and gentlemen, Carole Gunn, it's time to make the donuts."
And
I
then you
love
do. You
though,
go out and you make the donuts.
Yeah, absolutely.
but what I like that you do, Carol, I think because I perform overseas often these days, I like to. I have an Irish passport, or as I call an exit strategy. And, you know, it's interesting because when I perform in Europe and Ireland and the UK, I don't see the ageism. I'm on shows with a lot of people around our ages, and
Yeah,
I mean, it's just there. It's not here, it's not the same. And then the clubs, because there's so many, my dick, I got my period, my dick, my period, my period, my dick, my dick, my period. And then you're like, okay, oh my God. Um, then you seem like an aberration when you go up and people are looking at you like you're abstract art, you know what I mean? I say
right.
that people look at me like I'm Zelda Fitzgerald trying to be a prima ballerina at the age of 30, trying to dance on my tippy toes, and they put her in a mental hospital, and then that went up in flames and she died because when you're a woman of a certain age with hopes and dreams, they want you to burn, baby, burn. What are you doing here? Oh, oh, oh. So anyway, it's just like, what is going on? I don't understand it. Why are you here with your hopes and dreams and goals? What is that about? So I find it's not like that overseas, and what you've
Yeah.
done is created a platform of a much needed outlet of people performing with voices that don't get heard regularly, and it makes me so sad that it doesn't because we're missing out on so friggin' much.
Oh,
That
yeah.
so
Thank
much.
you.
Well, it's true, I did my TED Talk, I did a TED Talk on ageism. Why would we like, South Africa, I had performed in South Africa, and I don't pretend to know their political issues and where they are now and their current stuff. I don't pretend to know that, but I do know that apartheid existed, and then I know it went away. I'm sure there was still the underpinnings are still there. I'm sure of all of that. But what was nice was to perform in Johannesburg in this effervescent environment of a sea of people that were multi everything,
Right.
dark, dark black and shades of brown and white with the blonde afro, and you could just see the mixing of everybody coming together. And I loved that so much, and I said, "Look at there was a time people willingly cut themselves off from each other and how and what that does." But in our country, when it comes to the arts, we do that. We willingly cut people off because they hit a certain age, and I
Right.
thought, "Why?" Vera Wang started her business at a certain age. Um, Julia, Child had her book at 50 and her cooking show at 50
Right.
or, at that age. We cut ourselves off willingly, and I think, "Why? Why would you do that?"
Well, I think also, you know, there's more of a movement now than ever for older people in general, and for older women, and I am going to pat myself on the back because I think the original show that aired on Showtime had something to do with that because that was in 2019. That's already 6 7 years ago,
Mm,
6 years ago. But so there seems to be more. What I see when I'm looking around, there's more women showing their age and the problem I always have is the I don't like the anti-aging movement.
mhm.
You can want to look young. I understand that. I look in my face every day and I'm like, "Oh, I remember." But, I mean, this is what I look like. I'm a 67-year-old woman, but I don't understand that we still live in a society where even if you're pro getting older, you want to still look like you're 12. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
that bothers me.
Yeah, I get it, like the anti-aging instead of aging and looking good for your age. I'm
Right.
not opposed to looking good if I could possibly find that option. I mean, I don't wanna look 30. I wasn't
Right,
happy when I was 30.
right.
I was plagued with phobias and fears, which, I wrote about my one-person show, Daughter of a Garbage Man. But, like, we color our hair. I mean, I do, and,
Right.
if I could afford it, I wouldn't mind a little pull here, but I'm scared of all that, but I wouldn't mind a little bit. But I get what you mean. It's almost like aging is the sin or the word older or that
Right.
older woman. I like that older woman on stage instead of the woman, that whatever.
You
That's
know, I
weird.
I wanna hire somebody to just hold my tits up whenever I walk, because it's getting very sweaty now. I mean, like, to the point where even a good bra, there's still gonna be mold under there. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, Carol! See, this is why I didn't have
Listen,
kids. I don't have to
Carol,
worry.
a nice a nice 2% clotrimazole cream will work wonders.
Oh,
And
Hey,
I'm
listen,
not
I've
saying
tried
this.
everything. I've tried everything. It's
ugh,
ridiculous.
No, no,
But
no.
but getting
You probably got the over the counter stuff, which is 1%. I'm telling you, you got to go 2%. Trust me on
all
this.
right. Trust her. Shelly
Yes,
sounds like she knows what she's talking about.
that's right. I did
yeah,
my research, and also my dermatologist told me that. So,
but
Maureen, you had a podcast, as I think everyone in the world has one now, but now you stopped it, right? You don't do it
Well,
anymore?
I was a broadcaster for years, like on a 50,000-watt station, I mean, I
Uh huh.
worked 7 years at Bloomberg, so I had a radio show and a television show, and then I had a 7-year radio show in San Francisco that I could do from New York or on the road wherever I was, uh, 3-hour live talk show called Hanging with Langan. So during the podcast, when the radio went away, I just kept it going,
Uh
um, and then I stopped because everybody has like, it used to take a certain amount of, education, skill, knowledge, know-how to be a
Right.
broadcaster, but now everybody is, and Joe Rogan is a
Clearly,
king
I mean,
of something,
what are we doing here? This is why
No,
I
it's
have one.
cool. No, hey, listen, I respect it. I'm just saying, it's hard to stand out in a sea of really famous people
That is true.
without, I mean, my niche is knowing how to interview people and doing research and talking to them, but nobody, if you don't want to make money, that's the new world. I went from six figures to a weekly show to, hey, could you please donate on Patreon for
Oh
me?
yeah,
It's like I can't.
yeah.
I just, I don't know. Next thing is going to I'm going to put up an advice booth in the park and just
right,
make nickels,
and you're
Well,
probably making more money doing that.
probably.
but didn't you do something like that? Was it Mogos?
Oh, no, I did Hanging with Langan as a podcast.
Right.
Um, what I did is I pitched a television pilot, which
Mhm.
it's not dead in my mind yet. It's called Mo Goes, but I also call it Langan on the Loose, both
Mhm.
names. I did a professional pilot with a woman who used to, be the director of Bert Kreischer, he's a comedian, his show, Bert the Conqueror. She was his director. Lonnie Newman, she's so talented. We spent a bucket load of money, did a really pro 3-camera shoot on the road. We did it in New York, and by day, the journalist in me
Mhm.
finds the fun, the heart, the smart of a city and its people. You sniff it out, and you might
Right.
the pilot's lovely because there's a part of it that will bring you to tears, and a part you're cracking up and doing man on the street. It's very well done, and then at night, you just gather at a local hub. We did the clubs because it's New York, and make some fun and connect with the people of the town and the community. And the agent, I had a big broadcasting agent at the time, and he was big, meaning heavy, but he, was also, I tell you this, but he was no, he was very it's a very established, broadcasting agency in New York, and he said, "I love the pilot. What are we gonna tell the networks about your age?" Mhm.
Here
My
we
right
go
hand's
again. Comes right back
gone.
around, doesn't it?
Yeah, I said, "Well, tell them I'm the most haggard 18-year-old or the hottest 90-year-old you've ever met. What are we gonna tell the doctors about your diabetes? I don't know. What are we gonna do? What about that?" So, yeah,
I
but I'm
did
not
love.
done with it.
Well, I saw the demo. It's on YouTube, and I I love the fact that you were on the west side on the pier, and people kept coming up and asking you about the Circle Line. Like, where does the Circle Line go?
Where does that go? It goes in circles. The Circle Line just goes in circles. It does donuts on the Hudson.
But that was kind of a rudimentary man on the street kind of phone one. We did a legitimate, like, Mogos based on that kind of energy.
Hmm.
Um, it's definitely on my website,
Right.
um, and that's you'll
I
see
mean,
me
like, I can't believe that they have that they had the nerve to say that. When did they say that to you? Or
before the pandemic.
okay, because I would pitch that around again, only
Yeah.
because it is different now. It really is. There feels like there is a bit of a shift with older women. I mean, it's a horrible thing to hear, but you know how I am. Like, I mean, when we did the original showcase, when we did that live showcase down at the Crane and that all those years ago, when we had all the networks there, somebody actually said to my producing partner, This is a great idea. Can we do it with younger women? And we
I'm like, my mouth is wide open. That's sorry, I didn't respond because I was just like shocked.
Yeah, and we went, "Okay, you're totally missing the point, we're not going with you." But the reason we were lucky is because the kid, and I call him a kid, he's probably in his 40s, he got it. He got it immediately. He got it, and he got what we were trying to say, he got what we were trying to do. This was right during like, we were trying to figure out, like, what happened, why it happened fast. It was right in the middle of Me Too. There was a lot of stuff about women's empowerment, and that's why. So, my suggestion, honestly, to you is see if you can pitch it again because I think that the environment has changed.
Yeah.
I really do, and especially you because you're so she whenever I go on the road with her, when I take her on with me on Funny Women, she always does these little videos, that you
Mhm.
just
I love
but
it.
they're always
I
so
love it.
funny. Like, there was one time when we went, right, and then we left you or you thought we
Left
left
me.
you?
You abandoned me. She and landlord left me in a parking lot by myself like a dog locked in a car, summer
And
months by myself. I'm like, "I don't know where they are. Are they coming
Did they
back?"
even crack the window a little bit? Did they
No,
give
they
you
didn't
water?
crack. I was
Nothing.
locked from the inside. I couldn't get out. So
it
that
was so funny, but it was but I mean, those alone, I mean, when you see Maureen, besides her stand-up, when you see Maureen in those reels, they're hysterical. So I don't understand why, like, with all of the white men that we have in late night, why the fuck isn't there a funny, strong, older woman doing that?
well, that's the thing too. What I love doing is because I do travel a lot. So I'm in Croatia. I'm in Amsterdam. I'm in, like, Antwerp, Belgium. I'm like, "How do I get there? What's happening? Where am I?" Like, it's so fun. Like, I'm in Antwerp, Belgium a couple months ago, and I said, "How do you get across the river?" There's this river to the more suburban side of the city, and they said, "You go downstairs, there's a tunnel that'll take you through. There's, like, a metro station." So I go down, I'm waiting for this metro. There's no metro. You gotta walk underground, and I'm like, "How long is this?" And everybody's on bikes with their 14 kids because everything's on bikes, and I'm walking. I don't know how deep this goes, and I'm documenting it because it's so dull. It's like, I feel like I'm walking through the Lincoln Tunnel. Like, what? I have to post that. And then I meet a woman who's like Dolly in Holland, and she's like, "These are the best fries. You must have these fries." And no mayonnaise. Like, mayonnaise is disgusting. I just meet people along the way, and some of it's historical, some of it's just people on the street moments, some of it is like, oh my god, painful. Like, wow, what? I met a comedian when I was performing in Croatia. She's in her 40s. Her name is Miranda. She has 2 twin daughters that are probably about 7 years old now, and she told me she gave them names, very American sounding names. She's from Bosnia and Herzegovina because during the Yugoslavian fight for the Croatia's fight for freedom, and then they went into Bosnia and killed people. She became a refugee, and she wanted to give her daughters names that if they had to cross borders were easy to understand if they ever had to escape. And I was just like, "What? We're just talking and walking." I'm like, "What?" And then I had to, like, start my video and go, "Tell me this story again."
Right,
I just
right,
came
right.
across that on YouTube today. Go, "I gotta post that to TikTok." So I'm putting a lot more of these up, and, I love doing them.
I see you as because especially about the food, like, I see you as a w as a funny version of Anthony Bourdain.
Well, you know what? When I pitched the show, and all respect to Bourdain, because I loved him, and I thought he brought people and cultures together. That's what I love doing. And I said, "I'm like Anthony Bourdain with more of a sense of humor and no suicide." That's what it is.
Right, 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 but that's who you and, travel people love watching shows like that. They love to see,
And
so
I'll tell you this, I know we keep, going on this because I think you're right. My cousin who lives in I have my mom's one of 10, so I have 80 million cousins, and, that's why I got the Irish passport, and I'm an EU citizen, but I have 45 first cousins between us, and they're in Ireland, England,
Wow.
and my cousin in Ireland, she emails me, she goes, "Maureen, you have to follow this Facebook group." It's called, Solo over 50,
Right.
something like that. It could be over 40, it would still work, it doesn't matter. A woman started a Facebook page. It's solo travel over 50, and, all of them are sharing tips about where do I go and where should I stay here, and do you have any tips on this, and what do you think about that? It just runs the gamut, all their travel questions from fear-based to, "Oh, I wanna share the best cocktail I had here," to, "Oh my god, how do I get from here to there?" They are now at 650,000 followers. All
Wow.
women. So how there is such a market for it. So now I just have to figure out how to pitch it and to whom. That's where I
Right,
need the help.
right,
That's what I've
right.
got the goods. I just got to figure out what outlet wants to do that.
And
Never.
and then and the next time somebody says to you, "Too old," they what are we gonna do about your age? Go, "You're fired."
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, that was the end of that relationship, of course.
Right, but that has to be done, like, I am at the point now where when people say shit like stupid shit like that, I'm going, "I'm done. I'm
Yeah,
done." I mean, because and that was before the pandemic, and you were younger then.
I know. Well, now I'm more like empowered. Then you were like, oh God. I don't know if you went through a time where you're like, oh God, I don't want them. Maybe I'm not as old as, maybe I don't look as old as I am, or maybe it'll still work, as if I was in that teetering place. Now I'm
Right.
like, yeah, this is how old I am. Look at my face. This is what we got. It's not everything I'd hoped for, but it's not horrible. There are men in their 80s with large print Kindles who want me. Just listen, like focus. I don't give a shit. What are you going to do? This is it. Good.
Right.
I thank God for another day. Let's go.
Well,
I got called grandma for the first time a couple days ago, which would be very sweet if I had grandchildren, but it was just a guy on the street. Um, and because I am a black woman, I felt really bad because, you've all heard the expression black don't crack, right?
right,
Well,
right.
obviously, I'm too light skinned for that. So it's black don't crack, but beige does age. And I wouldn't, I'm just not used to it. So honestly, that whole thing about accepting what you look like and this is who I'm still having a little trouble with that because I'm not
I had
used to
no
being
idea you
grandma.
were black till this moment.
Yeah, well, most people don't. Most people don't, which is why I was hoping to get Irish citizenship as well, but no one's buying it.
But
Although,
Shelly, in
yes,
fairness to this fellow, did you grab him by the crotch as you suggested we all do earlier in the show?
I didn't want to have anything to do with him. It just it has to be mama, maybe auntie, but I'm not going for a guy who calls me grandma. Call me crazy, call me madcap, but that's my limit.
Tomfoolery.
By the
Um,
way, Maureen, about the Irish citizenship, my great grandmother was fresh off the boat, but unfortunately, my mom didn't think it would be a good idea to have Irish citizenship. So now I can't get it, which pisses
No,
me
you
off. So can
can't.
you adopt me, please?
I'll work on that. Why not?
Thank you.
Always wanted a black child.
Yeah, it makes you cool somehow. It just makes and because I'm so pale, it's like a secret.
Yeah, we
You
could
can have a
have.
secret.
you
I
can
feel like
tan
Angelina Jolie. Sorry, what?
Exactly.
it. Um, but getting back to the whole stuff with aging, you know who and I never liked her before this, but Pamela Anderson is fucking killing it on the aging thing. She's going on red carpet, no makeup, full freckles, still, but and I love that. I love that she's accepting of her. Like when you get somebody like her doing it,
Yeah, I see. It's so funny. I think do that when you go into the supermarket. You're going to the Oscars, little lipstick, Pam, just a little bit of eyeliner, little bit, just a little bit, just a little bit. Come on, stop it, little
When
bit.
I found out that she was seeing Liam Neeson, I thought, well, goddamn, I haven't been wearing makeup for years. If that's all it took, somebody
I think
introduced
her
me to
big
Liam
tits might
Neeson.
have had something to do with it too. No, I'm kidding. It's
yeah,
Yeah,
the big
probably,
tits in the Tommy Lee
probably.
video probably had something to fucking do with
Oh,
it.
right,
they're not.
Yeah, I never did get around to my sex tape. All right, so Maureen,
You're
I
not
know that
dating,
you
by the way. It was all a press junket thing.
really. Oh,
Yeah, it was all. Yeah, I
oh,
know.
Oh, okay. Now
so
I'm
I still
sad.
have a chance.
You do,
You do.
Shelly.
Good. I just, I have
What's the
my
question?
friend John used to call it the Irish virus. Um, anyway, I started to say that Maureen, you also I know did or have done, maybe still do corporate work,
Oh, yeah,
right? You
yeah,
do you do,
yeah.
and I found this one thing just very very quickly dropped into your your bio on your website. Just the sexiest plumber contest. And since this is a comedy podcast, you have to tell me about the sexiest plumber contest. What
That
the
was a
hell?
while. That was done by one of the major, like, American Standard that makes toilets and faucets and things,
Yeah.
and it was really fun. It was in New York. It's a long time ago, and, who's beeping? It keeps going
That's
off.
me. I'm sorry. I don't know how to.
Silence
My
your beeps on a
huh?
radio show, but you have to learn how to silence your beeps on a radio show,
I
Carol.
don't know how to
Don't worry about it.
silence
I'll
them.
edit him.
I know,
Okay,
but you have to teach her how to do that, Shelley.
Oh.
I'm sorry. 'Cause people are texting me, and I don't know how to take it. I don't know.
You
I'm
have to
sorry.
you have
Did I
to I'm
mention
just
I'm
joking.
67? All right, calm down.
All
All
right,
right.
all right.
Go
I'm trying
ahead.
to help you be a better person. So, I was downtown and they had all of these plumbers from all around the country, like a runway show. Like, so I was hosting it and they were like the Miss America pageant, but it was the Mr. Plumber, sexiest plumber. And I
Oh,
had to
that's
read a
so
little
funny.
bio. So I'm like, he comes from North Dakota. He likes hunting wild animals. I go, ooh, come here. I'm a bear. Just
So wait a minute.
ridiculous.
I just have this image of these men walking along a runway backwards with their pants hanging down below their butt crack, because
Oh, these
that's
were
what I think
hot
of.
plumbers, honey. These were hot,
Okay.
good-looking guys. Oh, yeah, and they were just fun, and I got to write some intros for them and make fun of them. "Ooh, look at you." Like, whatever they it was a lot of fun, stuff like that. But then I do serious stuff because I was a journalist for so many years, so I do a yearly authors luncheon, the New York Times bestselling authors, and I read their books, and I interview them because it raises money for this organization called Ability Path Out in Mountain View, California, in Silicon Valley, that helps people with special needs from birth till death. It is
Oh, wow.
amazing. The integrated kindergartens are getting people a job at the supermarket or helping them independent living or arts. Everything they do, it's the most amazing organization. I have goosebumps. So I do that and I'll host that and we'll raise some money and get the paddles up and let's go. And it's good. And they have a lot of money, that community. So I'm like, "Come on, I see your pearls. Let's do this. Come on. Get that paddle up."
But did you get to date any of the plumbers?
I didn't. They live too far from me. I mean, if it was a doctor, maybe.
Listen, plumbers make money, okay?
I listen,
No,
I know,
they
I
do.
know. My niece is marrying a fella. He's a brilliant guy, has a master's degree in astro something. His father has a plumbing company. It's been in the family for over 100 years, and he's taking that on. He wants to be a part of that family business. He's
Wow.
admirable, and he's hardworking, and he has integrity. So my hat's off to people who work hard for a living and have integrity. Totally.
Wait a
And
minute, he's an
doctors, let's be
astro.
honest, doctors, they're gone a lot. They're
Oh,
ve
yeah, well, which is a plus. Let's face it, Carol. That's a plus.
That's true. That is true.
Uh,
They are
So
gone
he's
a
oh,
lot.
I
he's
don't need
he's
a
an
doctor. I'm just
astrophysicist or something and a
something.
plumber.
I know.
So he can work on the space station toilet and stuff?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
can put in your skylight and fix your toilet. I don't know.
Okay. All
He's a
right.
great kid. He's a great young man. Very great young man.
That's wonderful. That's
Yes,
wonderful.
New
Thank you, Carol,
Jersey.
for adjusting your camera so we can see your boobs. I appreciate that.
Whee!
Very nice. Oh, now see, this is
Hold
when
on,
we want
Maureen
it to
has
be. This is when
Maureen
we
has
want it to.
peanut.
Peanut is back.
Peanut, oh my god, I'm looking at Peanut. Oh my god, I have been longing to meet Peanut in person. Peanut's little tongue is sticking out, the biggest, brightest, dark eyes, the sweetest smile. I
I should
love you,
probably say
Peanut.
Peanut is Carol's dog.
Yes, it's Aunt
Yes.
Maureen here, baby. I love you.
Hi,
Mm.
Peanut.
You've
Oh,
been sitting listening to us.
so
This
cute.
is this is one of those rare moments when I do wish we were recording video, but we're not. So you'll just have
So
Yeah.
to
you can
use
put
your
a picture up.
imagination.
You can
Huh?
put a picture up.
Picture of a peanut. We actually will have her 2 years in, September 16th will be 2 years.
Aw,
I'm so
yay,
happy,
Peanut.
girl, so much. She's changed my life. She really has.
How old
Yeah.
is she?
She's 13. She's
Wow.
13 years old. She's an
She
old
looks good
lady.
for 13.
She does.
Oh,
If you
oh,
She's
sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
she's getting Botox and all that stuff. She's when you get a foster dog, they originally told us she was 8 and then it was 10 and I don't really know. I think she's 13. We're going with 13.
I take in senior dogs and I say it's the same reason I date older men. How long could it last? But the thing is, I love taking in. I love the senior dogs. That's
They're the best.
oh, they're so
That's what
special.
I said that to my husband, if we get another one, I would want another senior dog. He goes, "But we've never had a puppy." And I said, "Do we really wanna deal with a puppy?" Yeah, I mean, I love puppies, but I do love that she's basically us. She's old and she's grumpy and, like, when she wants to go to sleep when I was young and you woke me up, I would get so angry. And when she like, in the middle of the night, because we don't go to s she goes to sleep around 11, but we probably don't fall asleep we're in bed at midnight or 1, so we start playing with her and she's like, "Not bother me, I'm sleeping." So, she gets that from mom.
Well,
Oh,
you know,
that's
to this
sweet.
like, one of my dogs I got at 4, and I had her till she was 13. The others
Yeah.
I got older, like 11, 14 even. But, you can get a dog that's not a puppy. I had a
Yeah.
Wheaten Terrier that I loved so much. She was mental. I loved her so much. So that's the deal. They're good.
Yes, they're
Yes.
good. So let us promote stuff.
Oh,
Maureen
yes.
Langan, what do you got coming up?
Well, the best thing that you can do is follow me on Instagram,
Yes.
Facebook, and TikTok. It's Maureen Langan, Langan. That's the best way. You can always go to my website and see gigs. And if you have any ideas of where I can pitch Mogos, Langan on the Loose, let me know because I'd love to get that streaming somewhere internationally because I'm doing another European tour. Just bring a camera and I have a series ready to go.
When are you going to Europe again?
I'm setting up dates. I think it's going to be March and April. Yeah, I'm gonna
So
base myself in London for a month or 2 and then go back to Holland and Belgium and go to Ireland and just make my rounds again.
do you ever go to countries that aren't that English isn't their first language? Like, would you go to Greece or Italy or?
Yeah, I did well, I've have been to Italy, not performing, but I have performed in Switzerland, South Africa. I did a tour in Croatia, and it also took us to Serbia,
Hmm.
uh, Bulgaria, and Slovenia.
And
So that was
do you end up performing for like expats or does it
It's
make a
a mix.
difference?
The gal who runs the shows in Croatia, her name is Marina Orsig, and she's pretty famous there. She's very established, pretty she's very famous, very established, and she and I toured together. She's
Oh.
a whirling dervish, a lot of fun, a real cool broad, and she took me all around, and she set up all these English speaking, but you have they learn English in school, so while
Right.
it may not be their first language, they're very interested in seeing, how it's performed and just
Mhm.
being, like, part of it. So you have expats, you have students, and you have people who are just interested in it. And I have been all over Croatia because of her. I mean, and it's a very geographically diverse country. So you've been along the water near Italy. I've been inland near Osijek, which was part of the really hit with the war with Serbia. I've been to Zagreb, Pula, just all over Dubrovnik. So it's really cool. I love all that. See, this is why I have to have this show made. I just love people say, somebody said to me, because they're going over, so how are the audiences? What shows were best? I go, what I remember best is performing with this comedian who now lives in London named Igor Mirsin, who was from St. Petersburg, who left when Russia invaded Ukraine. So he is in his 30s. His young wife and son are now living in London. He and I were on tour together. I knew him from a festival I did in Switzerland 10 years ago. And what I remember is him playing the guitar after a couple drinks, and we're all hanging out, and he's doing these Russian ballads because he misses his parents so much, and I'm crying, and I don't understand a
Oh.
word of what he's saying. It's
Mm.
the see, this is the Mo goes Langing on the Loose. These are the human moments about
Yeah.
experiencing people that make me feel so alive, and that's what comedy has been able to do for me, is to bring me to people all over the place and connecting, and I love it. That's the part I love most is the human connection element of it.
Yeah.
So follow me. I'm gonna put up more of these videos, and the more followers I get, that's all that matters. See, the Hawk 2 girl, the one who spit on dicks, she had 20 million views, so she got a book and a movie deal. Do you understand? She got a podcast. She threw out a first pitch at the Mets game. It was a spitball. So I say to people, I don't wanna spit on dicks, so if you would just follow me on social media, then that'll help. That's all they look at now, Carol. You know that, Shelly. You know, they just look at how many hits you have on social media. So if you can make sure that I have a lot of followers, that's all I care about.
I'm afraid I can't. I have no juice there, I'm afraid. I
I
think
meant
I
you
personally.
plural, the listener.
Oh, I see. Not
Mhm.
me specifically. Right.
I
Good,
use
because I'm begging you, don't ask me for anything because I got nothing for you. Um,
Ah,
okay, so follow Maureen Langan on Instagram, and she's on Facebook and also on her website, which is maureenlangan.com,
and I'm
which
doing the TikTok more now too. I'm doing the TikTok more now.
doing the
So
TikTok. I don't think you're supposed to say the TikTok.
if you have an Irish mother, you say it's the .com and the TikTok.
Oh, listen, I sometimes do an Irish accent, and I feel like I can because I have, Irish background, but I asked someone once, does that offend you if someone does an Irish accent when they're talking to you? So I'm
Does it
asking, does that offend
offend
you?
me?
not me. I'm Jewish.
Not you,
Doesn't
Carol.
matter
I
to
don't
me if
nothing offends you.
no,
Well,
that's true.
I just got so used to imitating my mother over the years, so it
Yeah,
doesn't offend me if somebody else does. I don't like the drunk and the leprechaun stuff. It's like,
right.
stop it. But it's funny because I was performing at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, and there was an Irish comic who turns out we're related through marriage. We didn't know this, and then my cousin's married to her cousin. So
Mhm.
I was imitating my mother. Oh, for fuck's sake, what the hell is it? My mother doesn't curse, but she's like, Jesus, you're an idiot. Stop it. And she comes up to me. We didn't know we were related then. Not that it would have mattered because
Yeah.
she's bitter. But she said to me, and she's Irish. Your Irish accent is shite. Like, right. And I go, well, it's not mine. It's my mother's.
That's great.
I was told that if you do an Irish accent and somebody says it's wrong, you can always go, oh, no, I was doing Cork.
Yeah. To another, yeah.
Apparently it's different. I don't know.
But the thing about the Irish is they'll always be taking the piss out of you when you won't know, which is pretty fun.
Right. Yeah. But I think maybe that's where I get that from. I get it. I come by it honest from my great grandmother who's come from.
Where's your family from, Shelly?
Well, part of I only found out that she was from Ireland as an adult because my great grandmother, when I was a kid, she was in a nursing home and she had white hair, but everybody in the nursing home had white hair. She had pale skin. Everybody in my family has pale skin. I didn't know she was white. It was quite a surprise. So I just know that she's from there because my mom said, oh, yeah, she is from Ireland or England. No, I think Ireland. But the rest of them, I did the DNA test, so it's like Nigeria, Ireland, Sierra Leone, little bit of Italian, like everybody.
Yeah.
But I'm Black enough that I had to apply for financial aid in college, and I got it.
Well, well, good for you. I was white enough to beg them to give me some because I was like, I'm the daughter of a garbage man, one of six. Help me out here. But be curious to know. I'm only Irish. That's all it is. I don't have any other. That's it.
Yeah.
But it's fun.
Well, it's a lot. My mom always used to say to us, if anybody asks you what you are, tell them you're American. And so that was fine up until kind of lately. So that's Maureen Langan, and she's going to be everywhere. She's going to be in Europe for our European listeners. Find her in Ireland and the UK in various spots. And Carole Montgomery, you are going back on the road with the Funny Women of a Certain Age tour.
Yes, we are finally going back after a horrible, slow summer. It's like you get used to not every year. This happens for me, and I think most comics. It's like the summer always is just so slow. And you get into a rhythm where you're like, okay, this is how my life is going to be now. And then September 1st happened. It was like, oh, shit. And then everything just starts over again. And honestly, I used to really enjoy this part. And I'm not, my husband calls it, because he calls me a mogul. He calls me he goes, are you moguling? I said, yeah, but I'm not moguling the way I used to. I'm just not enjoying it as much. I don't know if it's the age or if it's just that I got used to not doing anything, because it was kind of fun just hanging out, watching
playing
television.
Pickleball.
Well, no, that's Maureen. But you know what I mean? Like it was really great just hanging out in bed, watching TV with the dog and Todd and just chilling. So it's kind of weird. So, but I will.
It's like you have to get motivated again.
You have to get motivated again.
Yeah,
that's absolutely true. And I will tell you, so I can announce it here, that just last night I actually had a reel go over 1 million views, which was like a huge thing.
Wow! Congratulations.
No, I was like watching, like I understand why people do that stuff, because I saw, and it was doing well. And this is from the re-release from Comedy Dynamics. It was doing well. Like, I think it was released like 2 weeks ago, but that first week it went up to like 500,000 right away. I said, oh, this will be good. It'll probably go to 1 million. And I don't know what it is. I don't know what the algorithm is. I have no idea what it is, but it goes in waves. Like, it went up to that 550, then it kind of stayed there. And then it was like, oh, I would check it. Oh, it's 6. Oh, and then last night, all of a sudden it went.
And what clip is it, Carole? What clip is it?
It's the one about natural induction, about me talking about me having, that it was taking so long to have a baby. It's on Instagram.
I'll go check it out.
But like I still, for the life of me, can't figure out what I did.
You know what? I think I have an idea, Carole, because I saw we had a message on Instagram. I always post the podcast episodes on Instagram, and someone commented. It was a man I don't know who said, and I quote, "Women aren't that funny."
Okay.
So I took from this that Jerry Lewis is actually risen from the dead and is listening to our podcast. So that's what did it. I'm sure of it.
Oh my God, it's so crazy when people say that. So mental. Well, thank you, Shelly, for having me. Carole, I love you. It's so good to see you.
Oh, you're
So good to
welcome,
see
Maureen.
you
It's a
too.
pleasure to get. I mean, I always say this about all our guests, but these are really busy women. So I pat myself on the
Right.
back, literally, for managing to find a time when the three of us could actually talk. So follow Maureen Langan on all of her social media. Follow the Funny Women of a Certain Age website, which is funnywomenofaccertainage.com. So you can find out about the national tour and the local shows in Manhattan. We have to promote that again. It's at Comedy Village. It's the third Wednesday of the month, Carole? Is that right?
Third Wednesday of every month
There's
at the
third Wednesday
comedy.
of the month at Comedy Village in Midtown Manhattan. So go to their website and check that out. And Jerry, if you're listening, thanks for the boost. Really appreciate it. Everybody, just say bye.
Yeah, bye,
Bye.
you guys. Bye.
Bye.